get so mad, there's no controlling me. My thoughts get so bad, I'm like, oh God, here goes. I lost all feeling from my head to my toes. You said some shit that I can't let go, so just stay tuned for the rest of the show.
One last question I'd just like to ask you is around the language of equality and equity. Equality is treating everybody the same, or giving it. So, for example, and I'm going to give you an example of somebody that I know. I won't mention them. Not that I'm making up half of it, and half of it is true. So, somebody with a hearing impairment, or who needs a particular piece of equipment in order to function and work at the same level as everybody else. So you give that to that person. It makes it equitable for everybody. So that makes it a fair and level playing field for them. Equality would mean I give everybody in my team the same headset or the same piece of equipment, and I'm treating them exactly the same. And actually, I struggle with that approach where people say, I can't do that for you because if I do it for you, I have to do it for everybody else. And you're not then treating me as an individual. Whereas equity would be, yeah, I'm going to do what's right for each individual, and I'm going to give you what you need to make sure that it's a level playing field. And that actually, and there are some really good visuals out there actually, where you see somebody who's shorter and somebody who's taller, and they're trying to look over a fence, and the shorter person's given a box, and now they can see at the same level. So if you know that's about equity, and that's why I try and use the word equity more than equality, because I think equality is.
So in this case, equality would have meant that the taller person was also given the same box.
Yeah, but then they get a different, they didn't need that box.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, okay. But then I like the metaphor, really nice.
Yeah. And I think some managers struggle with that, and struggle with knowing. They think they're being really fair because they're treating everyone's going to have exactly the same opportunity, but it isn't the same opportunity, because somebody who can't access that is disadvantaged immediately. It just shows that if you really are committed to being inclusive and you want everyone to be inclusive, you are actually saying this is right for this person, and actually that makes it a level environment for everyone to perform and everyone to communicate and understand and be on the same page.
Well, I think to get a successful team, you could not treat everybody the same way due to their individual.
Say it again, because that's really good. Individuality.
Thank you. So I think this is not possible. Yeah. So I do not need the same things for my daily business as Natalie need, for example. Yeah. So for me, it is important to put off to switch off my notebook every day to at 4. Yeah, 3 hours for a pause with my family, and then I do some work again, and that's fine for me, and that works very well for me. But it is not the same thing for a father in my team, for example. Yeah, so it just makes sense, or you can't only have success if everybody can be the best version of itself, and for that you need to watch to each other, to every single person. Yeah.
So as managers, how can you know as a manager? What kind of things would you do to know?
Talk to your people.
Exactly.
I think that's the most important thing. If you have friends, you would get to know your friends and you would talk to them more, and you understand their likes and dislikes. It's the same with your team. You don't have to be their friend, but you do have to have that relationship with them so that you understand where they're coming from, understand what they need. And it is really important.
I think it's really nice that it has to do with this pyramid of trust. Is the base level, do you feel comfortable? Do you feel trusted in the team or as a persons towards each other? And I agree is that, like Tanja was saying, you have to look in the individual needs. And yes, it has to come down to what kind of result would you like to have as a total team, as a team result, and not the individual result.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like in an orchestra. If you look into an orchestra, the piano guy could not do the same thing as the violin is doing. Yeah, so it is the same thing.
It is. What a lovely point to stop, actually.
Yeah.
The orchestra, I love that.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.